Hey guys, welcome back. Bolt Spider here, and I'm with the new Torb updates, and I know I'm a bit late on these, but let's get right into it. As Jeff Goodman has spoken about the new Torb, and first they're trying to solve issues overly that he's a little overly defensive. We need him to be more viably offensive in a non-payload situation. It doesn't mean he needs to be equal on offense, but they need to make him not a troll pick. Now, with Torbjorn, he is one of those heroes where he is useless in 99% of the situations. The only time he is useful is on, like, first point for 2 CP or second point, depending on what it is. And in any rank, he's a troll pick, no matter what you try and do with him. And then we have the one main issue of Torbjorn, that he is a power snowball. At the start of the fight, it feels like he is half a character and only really comes into his own once he sets up a turret, upgrades, and grabs scrap from fallen enemy to pass out armor to allies. Now with this, Brigitte does a much better job than Torb because Brigitte gives 100 armor and Torb gets 75. But Brigitte is also a healer, which definitely benefits you more than Torbjorn. With Torb, you really don't have that many uses. You really don't have any potential with him. If you one-trick him, it's quite hard because you have to worry about so many things. Your turret, gathering scrap, and passing out the armor, and most of the time you won't have scrap to pass out for armor. I would really like to see what they do with Torb to make him much better overall, as he's one of the weakest heroes in the game next to Sombra, Bastion, and a few others. Then we have Jeff Goodman saying that Molten Core, the ult for Torb, has been tweaked and softens it so it's normal, and it's a normal ability, but it might not make the cut. Now, Molten Core is a good ultimate, but it is not that useful because, sure, you get more scrap over time, but that's only for a short period of time. With a level 3 turret, it doesn't do much because once it gets targeted and destroyed, it's gone. And that means you have to set up a second turret. Then they might end up with a completely different ultimate at this point because it ties up too much of his power, but it's still very much in flux, so it's hard to say. First thing, we did try a lot of different takes on Molten Core. Maybe we could make it really cheap and take stuff away from it. They tried everything, and also doesn't give you any buffs, and we tried the reverse, so it only affects you. Pretty much, they tried doing everything, which would be giving you a buff, giving the turret buff, taking things away, giving things more, and it's just hard to just fix because Molten Core is one of those ultimates that really only affects Torb's turret. That's the one downside of Torbjorn turret, is that it's just there. You set it, build it, forget about it. Molten Core, or just rebuild it somewhere else. Then Molten Core when you need to, and that's it. It doesn't do anything for your team. The enemies can just avoid it with a Rhine Shield, a barrier, any type of barrier. It's just once there's something obstructing the way, Torb's useless with the turret, where he has to go out of the fight, set it up, and build it again. And at the moment, they're just experimenting with a lot of things, a complete overhaul of how the turrets work, press ability, and a holographic version of your turret floats in front of the character. You have to place it down and hammer it up to upgrade it. Currently, he just tosses it out, not super fast, almost like a tracer pulse bomb, which is very interesting. So you gotta throw it and deploy itself automatically on level 2. It takes time to do that, but you don't have to use a hammer or anything. This plays a lot better on offensively, especially because you can run up, throw it, into a flank spot and immediately start shooting again, and not feel like you have to sit there hammering it. Being able to use that and have an extra threat to shooting from the side feels really, really powerful. But obviously, tune the turret if it ends up being too strong or anything. But that's the place we're starting from. Now, with this, they're thinking of how the deployment of the turret is, where you just throw it out like a pulse bomb, you forget about it, and you just start shooting. You don't have to hammer. They might remove the hammer, which would be kind of weird, but they've done weirder things in the past, like the new Symmetra, as you saw my reactions to when they did a rework on that. And I didn't really make a video on the new Mercy because that was it's still a bad taste in my mouth when they did it, because Mercy's one of those heroes that is iconic, and it's just, you change the hero too much. They're still same in aspect, but they're just different. I think that's what they're trying to do with Torb, just making him different from what he is right now. And I could see this probably making or breaking Torb, as it does take a lot to change a hero too much. Now, I just noticed I've been reading this article all over the place, and right here, you don't get to use some of your abilities. Not your turret as strong. It is much of a threat without your ultimate ready to go. It feels like least or famine with him a lot of the time. That's a thing they're trying to solve. It's cool when a character have their ultimate and their a power spike. Being able to use ultimates at the right time is a big part of the game, but it's a little too much for him. It does everything basically. Now with this, they're having like a writer's block on the hero, because Torb is that one hero that is the hardest to rework, since there's so much going into him and so much that you have to change with him. As if you tune something too much, he either becomes garbage or he just becomes too powerful, and like Bastion, where they have to change it as soon as they can. But I still want to see what they can do with Torb, because it's very, very interesting with how Torb is and how his kit works overall. Now, overall, will I think a rework will help Torb? I would have to say kind of, depending on how they come at it with the rework. Is you could do so many things with Torbjorn, different new turrets, new this, new that, new everything, but it's just all depends, as you have so many different valuables you have to think of, being the turret, the armor pack, how his ultimate works, and many, many other things. Because Torb is that one hero that is super hard to just work around, which you have to have either a 6-stack or a very good team just to work around him, as no matter what you try to do, it's either going to be ending as a huge loss or a huge win on either half. Would I say Torb will be better with the rework? We will see. Will he be viable, maybe? Maybe not. But anyways, those are my opinions on what they're going to be doing with Torb. And if you guys did enjoy, please hit that like button down below. If you want to see more, please subscribe future content as I upload every day at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find all my socials in the description below. Also, all the Blizz track links down in the description below as well. And remember, it is case sensitive for the Blizz track site. And we are currently working on fixes to show numbers, not percentage. And that's about it. And I hope you all have a great weekend. I've been Bolt Spider. See you guys in the next video. And goodbye.